Hello, welcome to game 2 against Orange Person. We have a Black Market Kingdom. Here, we have some draw on the board. We have some attack, some gains. What we don't have is villages. We don't have extra actions. So we will be fishing in the black market for that. I will take a moment to point out that we are playing with a brand new card out from Prosperity 2nd edition investment, and it does do work in this game. So we'll talk more about that when it comes up. For me, on the opening here, I want the black market. Definitely, I want to fish for villages as soon as possible. There are ample and strong terminals to play here. Console room for draw, inventor for gain, more black markets even. And then I would like to also trash with the church. Here's the investment. Here's the new card from Prosperity. It was meant to replace loan. So it trashes a card from your hand, loan, but also trash a card. But then it also has the text below it. It gives you a coin, just like loan as well. And the text below that, trash this to reveal your hand. You gain VP per differently named treasure there. I use all of it in this game. Let's get back to the action here. So orange person opens with a church. I follow them with the church. I like church. It's a nice card. It helps you on turns 3 and 4 you could just save a bunch of money and then get spike 6 or 7 if you're lucky early. So we both open the same way, church and black market. Let's have a look at this black market. There are no villages here, and I don't care for draw or gain. There's ample gain in inventor, so I leave that alone. I do have a heap of money though, so what should I do with it? Well, I need to continue trashing, and I will not be able to buy an investment for the rest of this turn because so much of my money is here. I bite the bullet and take the investment here. Church set aside 3 for my opponent and passes it back to me. I get a sycophant here. New card from the new expansion. I forget the name of the expansion already. But sycophant will help me to curse my opponent in combination with the circle of witches. It's a liaison. Every time I play a liaison, once I have 3 of the favors, I get the option to curse my opponent. And sycophant is great at gaining favors. If you gain it, you gain 2 favors. If you trash it, you gain 2 favors. I have church to trash it as well. So we will be able to distribute some number of curses during this game. All right, orange person's turn 4. Black market comes up for them. They get a good card in the forager. Hunter is there as well if they want it. That is draw sometimes, not all the time. They opt for the hunter and they get a sycophant of their own. So they are also going for the trashing. My church comes out. I get to trash an estate. I actually play the sycophant because you have to curse your opponent, but I get some value from it. I get the 3 coin from it. Discard 2 estates and still end up with 5, which doesn't always happen. We gain a skirmisher here. If the black market goes sour, skirmisher is a good card. And if you buy more attacks when you have skirmisher in play, then you get to force your opponent to discard. Again, from the new expansion, allies. So another skirmisher for me there. Here, my opponent turns up a pretty good set of cards. The Ironworks is reasonable, but more than that, the specialists. Remember, we need actions. Specialists can give you actions, and what they chose to pick up was the Underling, another allies card. It prints favors for you. Every time you play it, you gain a favor. So it's easier for them to give me curses than it is for me to give them curses. It'll take a while, so I'm not terribly concerned about it. I just need to be prepared because it is coming. All right, my black market gives me, here's another new card from Prosperity 2nd edition, Tiara. This makes the black market feel extra special because you see all these new shiny things that you've never seen before. It gives you a buy, lets you top deck, and it lets you play treasures from your hand twice. Combination of abilities there from Tiara, but none of those we particularly want here. We want to play actions twice. Barbarian is a good card, but I don't have the terminal space for it yet. Here's my investment, trashing a copper, giving me a coin, and I will go ahead and pick up the dungeon here. Dungeon will help me to trash more quickly, get me to my black market more often, and I want that It's turn 6 already. There's no village from the black market deck. We need to fish something out quickly here. Alright, so I gave my opponent a curse. They give me 1 here. They get up to 6. And I think they pick up a skirmisher of their own here. I store most of my good cards under the church so that I have a lot of money for my black market. Potentially, I'm able to buy something good from the black market and something from the kingdom. Talking about something good from the black market, look at these cards. These are all great cards. The key one there is the Wandering Minstrel, so not happy about that. And my opponent gets the first village. Well, not the first one, the specialist we saw, but they also turned up the specialist as well, right? I didn't have an opportunity to buy that. I go for a relic here. I mean, that's not the best card to buy. It works with investment a little bit and it attacks my opponent. They don't have any draw yet, so in combination with my dungeon, with my trashing, because I have more trashing than my opponent, I have the investment. They don't. And they didn't pick up the forager that time. So I'm hoping soon that relic will show itself once a turn. And I don't want to buy another sycophant here. I already have the one, and I feel another one is just too much clutter in the deck. When I trash this sycophant, then I'll think about picking up another sycophant. So my opponent makes nice use of their church and sycophant there, gets another church for their trouble to help them with their trashing situation. A skirmisher comes out for me here. Again, I have a choice here, and I think I do choose to just keep everything under the church to try to get a big turn next turn. I think that is the best thing to do here. So I do keep the black market. I could also just keep the black market and play the sycophant for 3, but I choose to keep everything under. Maybe I want to trash the sycophant next turn, who knows. Underling comes out, curses me, so they're coming, the purples, drip, drip curses. Here is another card from Prosperity. Prosperity is on display, 2nd edition, the War Chest. Replaces Contraband, is a gainer, better gainer than, well, not that Contraband was a gainer, but it had the plus buy on it, right? So this replaces Contraband and is much better, much nicer to play. My opponent opts for none of those. They just get another skirmisher to attack me, which is annoying because I was banking on having a big turn here. But not to be, not to be. I just get rid of a curse and get rid of the sycophant via the dungeon. I see here, okay, so look. We have been focusing on villages so far, right? We want villages out of the black market. I'm not going to buy the village here in the ghost town. I'm going to buy the minion instead. And this is a little greedy. Probably not a little greedy. This is probably just greedy. My idea with the minion is minion plays very well with black market. So, in theory, if you have enough actions, you play your black market, empty your hand of treasure, then play your minion, attack your opponent, draw 4 new cards. So minion in this, especially with black market, is a draw card. I get the minion now in the hopes that I will get a village soon out of the black market. Because I think the minion is quite strong here, and it works, like I mentioned, very well with the black market deck, with the black market card itself. So let's see how that pans out. It is a gamble. I was gifted a village. Well, it wasn't even a proper village, it was a village half the time. So we'll see. Menagerie is a great card to pull out from the black market. I expected Horn of Plenty here, honestly. I 100% expected Horn of Plenty. Menagerie is still very good. Black market, as you see here, can get rid of the coppers from your hand, shape your hand so that Menagerie will trigger. Second black market for orangeperson. They have the minstrel, right? They have the minstrel so they could support 2 black markets. Skirmisher into just church. Again, I'm using these churches to build up big turns on my next turn. I go here for another sycophant. I don't really like it, but I go for it anyway. At this point, I'm realizing that I probably should have another church in the deck. Look at this. Another proper village, two proper villages for my, not proper, but the mountain village. Captain can also function as a village, copying C chart on the kingdom or sycophant. Obviously, they pick up the mountain village here, so now they have two of them, minstrel and mountain. I have none. My own choice. I do get the big hand here, though. I don't get attacked with the skirmisher, so that is very helpful. I keep the sycophant here because I don't know why. Oh, this is why. So I could trash it with the investment to gain more favors. I have the extra one in the deck. These reveals are not particularly good from the black market. I do take the secret passage though, because there is nothing particularly good to buy from the kingdom with 7 coin. I do get a second church, and now I probably am good for trashing at this point. Church again works well with menagerie, shapes the hand so menagerie triggers. My opponent gets a pretty nice turn here. Turns up caravan if they want it. I don't think they do want it. Peddler and chariot race as well. Underling gives me another curse. Here's another black market, revealing yet another village for them. And Snowy is 4 actions, so that is tremendous. They have so much potential to build now, and they do start. Look, they buy a council room, so we are in very big trouble here, especially with that Snowy reveal. Plus buy as well on that Snowy. They do need to spend a few turns trashing, just keeping their deck under control. As mentioned before, they got that second church a bit late, so they are a little behind in the trashing, and I have put 1 or 2 curses into their deck, so you know, I have caused some small problems for them, I'd like to think. Anyways, Minion I attack my opponent with, and then I get to set things aside with 2 churches. So hopefully I get a nice turn here. I don't get attacked with skirmisher. Council room comes out, so it looks like I'm going to get attacked with skirmisher to mitigate that hand size increase. They draw their whole deck, pick up another village, village number 4 from the black market, and gain and play it as well. Here's highway if they like. Counterfeit if they like. They opt to get none of those and a bandit instead. The bandit is to attack me here now partially, but also to gain them gold. If their deck is this clean, why not add gold to it? And they get 2 points from the obelisk, which may be important later on. Who knows? Okay, so I do get my big hand, not as big as I would have liked, but still something. Not a great pull from the black market here. I get this scheme because why not? In the sense that there's nothing very expensive in the kingdom that I want to get, and the scheme might be marginally helpful. I could put the minion back on top of the deck. That sounds good, actually. Skirmisher number 2 for me here, without the attack this time, though. I didn't get my skirmisher in play last turn. So here comes orangeperson again with their heaps of villages, and here's another village, villa. Village number 5. I think they do take the villa. Nope. Okay. Yeah, because they have so many actions, they don't even need to take it. They take the stables instead and just sets aside with church. Alright, so here comes my dungeon. I am going to put this black market away so that I am able to draw into it with my minion. I should have set aside with church there, but I probably wanted to set aside with the church that was coming up. Try to have one in play, this kind of thing. I narrowly miss out on grand market here. That would have been nice to pick up, but it's not happening. So I get another skirmisher. And at this point, well, you might think, why am I still playing this game? Because my opponent has clearly raided the black market, picked up all the villages from it. There may still be some for me, but I mean, they are probably going to get ahead very soon. I'm still playing this game because I have some attacks to keep my opponent in check a little bit. Maybe I get something good out the black market. I still haven't seen all of it, and I feel like I could keep them in check with my skirmisher buys, making them discard, with the relic forcing them to draw less, with the sycophants dropping curses into their deck to capitalize on their lack of trashing. So we're trying to stay afloat here. This is why I'm still playing the game. I'm hoping that the attacks give me enough time to pull something good out of the black market. Not a particularly good pull reveal for them there. I'm happy. And we move on. They just pick up a silver, pass it back to me. I know, for example, there's at least the ghost town coming back, right? So there's at least one village in there somewhere. Here comes the minion out the hand. And I'm fairly clean at this point, right? Just the one estate left, which is under the church right now. So I will be able to be completely clean next turn. And here, woo, here is my first village. My choice of specialist or captain. It also means the black market deck reset. So the only villages in there, I believe, are the villa and the ghost town. So once the black market deck resets, you have an idea now of what is available to you, and then you have to decide how you want to take the deck from here. I clearly received less villages, so I have to maybe make the game short so that my opponent cannot flex their muscle with their extra villages, extra actions. I choose here captain instead of specialist. Maybe that is wrong, because specialist is a village every turn and captain is a village every other turn. But captain just looked shiny, so I picked it up. I really didn't consider the specialist too much. There wasn't much to gain with the specialist either, but again, I'm using it as a village, not as a gainer, so I shouldn't even consider that part of it. It can be a little cumbersome, but my deck is thin enough. I think I can manage with the specialist. So again, potentially a misplay from me there. Specialist probably preferred to captain in that instance. Alright, so here comes orangeperson. I don't know, these attacks aren't... Well, I didn't attack them last turn, just with the relic. Here, Tiara or Horn of Plenty. I expected them to gain Horn of Plenty again here. That seems very, very strong with black market. They choose the Tiara instead. They put a curse in my deck, but at this point, I don't care. You go ahead. I have double church investment, so your curse every other turn or whatever can't hurt me. What can hurt me is this bandit, though. Could trash some of my critical treasure from the deck. They go ahead. They get an Emporium. Again, maybe war chests I would like there for myself. But the Emporium gives them an extra 2 points. Fine. And they get up to 8 here. They are out of action, so I figure they are thinking, all right, we can't really build much more than this, so they start to green. A little bit scary for me, but we're not out of it yet. So, and there's also another reason why I haven't resigned this game yet, and the reason is actually investment. So you saw there that orangeperson has shown intent to green. I can reasonably expect them to do that for the next few turns, I feel. But there is another way to gain VP on this board. Investment. And in combination with investment, there's rogue. So I can use the investment, trash it to reveal treasures in my hand, gain VP, then use the rogue to pick back up the investment. So I'm not running down any piles. I haven't tried to use this investment card yet, so let's actually see how far this investment strategy could get us. How much VP can we print our turn, and can it compete with the province strategy that my opponent is going after here? So that is my idea now that I have a village, right? A half a village in the captain. I buy a counterfeit here and a rogue. Again, why not buy the counterfeit? I have so much extra money anyway. And now I'm starting to see my relic once a turn, and it's coming in combination with the minion attack. So depending on the black market, I may be able to play relic first, then attack with minion, which drops them to 3 cards, or I play Minion first, then play Relic. Minion drops them to 4 cards. They cannot draw the first time they try to draw with the Relic. Plus, I may attack them with Skirmisher, so they go down to 3, and then they can't draw off the top. That is as oppressive as it gets in this game, I feel. And it is what is available to me. So I am trying. I have to try, and let's see how much work investment can put in at this point. Reveal here is Chariot Race. Again, I would have loved Chariot Race. That is another way for me to print money. Print VP, sorry, without running on the piles, without touching the piles. I know I said I wanted the game to go short because I have less villages, but I don't think I could compete with them if the game goes short. So I don't know. I'm trying to angle for some investment tricks. I don't want to put the provinces in my deck to clog it up then. I want to have some kind of way to print maybe 3 or 4 VP a turn with the investment and just keep going through the deck like that until the curses run out. Right? I still have curses to distribute and until the skirmishers run out. So that'll be 2 piles out, and then I could think about a 3rd pile. Maybe church is low. Or we'll see at that point. Maybe sycophant is low as well and cheap. So I am trying to play this control strategy here, where I may not be printing 6 points a turn, but I'm printing 3 or 4 with the investment and slowly bringing the piles down. Curse and Skirmisher and maybe Sycophant somehow. Okay, so orangeperson buys a rogue themselves. So probably in response to my rogue, because they probably don't want to get their things trashed out of their deck. But that's not really why I have my rogue. But it's fine if they want to stop and pick up a rogue. I don't really care. Captain has C chart for the action. And here, finally, we get to see the nice interaction with Black Market and Minion. I empty my hand, and then off an empty hand, I am able to discard and draw 4 new cards. So here, I don't see the investment. I trashed it actually, so I just picked it up with the rogue there. And now I go for a gold and a silver to boost the investment, to boost how much points I could print from the investment. That is the only reason why. It could be a little bit scary because they have a bandit to potentially trash them, but I'm okay with that. I have a rogue to pick them back up. Here's the ghost town that I neglected earlier. Orangeperson is gonna scoop that up. Of course, they are going to scoop that up. I don't see any reason why not. There's 1 less village for me to get. That seems to be sufficient reason to pick up the ghost town there, and they get a silver. Okay, so here we go again. Here's the skirmisher. Here's our dungeon. We don't have the extra action this turn, so my choice is to either play Black Market or Rogue. And at this point, now that I've seen the whole Black Market deck, I think I am leaning towards playing Rogue more than Black Market. There's only the Villa left in the Black Market. There's nothing else that I want to buy. So I think the Rogue is more valuable to play. So I can, start printing more VP with my investment. I don't see the investment here, unfortunately. So I just set aside for a big turn next turn. Trash a skirmisher from orangeperson, buy a skirmisher to force them to discard, top deck my minion. Trashing the skirmisher is not bad for them because they have their rogue, they'll pick up their skirmisher and attack me. You'll see it happen here. Chariot Race does not score for them, which is helpful for me. I get another curse because of the underling. Despite all the attacks, they are able to draw through the deck here. Again, very good news for them. Here's the rogue gaining the skirmisher, forcing me to discard. Not happy about that. I keep as much treasure in my hand as I can keep, as well as the minion. Here's our forge. Again, forges are a great card for them to pick up. It'll help them end the game quickly while I'm trying to do this investment nonsense. They opt for horse traders instead. Here's their church, and they go for another province. and probably a skirmisher, I'm not sure, but they don't have to do that because they already made me discard down to 3. They take the skirmisher anyway, top decking it with Tiara. So here are my treasures. Now we'll get to see investment do some work. After all these duration effects resolve, of course. So here skirmisher forces the horse traders out their hand. Scheme, scheme, skirmisher, scheme. At this point, there's a small problem. I don't have anything to trash with the investment, so I'm forced to trash the silver here, which is not the greatest thing. And then I get, what, 3 VP from it there. So, alright, let's see how much VP we could print from it here. Highway is actually very helpful here. You'll see why shortly. Here comes the highway in play. And I pick up back my investment with the rogue. Skirmisher to force the attack. And with the remaining money, I am going to buy an inventor here, I believe. It's either inventor or another investment. Let's see what I buy. Come on, hurry up, man. People are waiting. Okay, it is another investment. So that second investment is so that the first investment can have a target to trash. That's the only reason I bought the other investment. Okay. So here comes my opponent, Menagerie. They actually brick here. So the provinces are doing their work. They're helping them to brick as well as my discard attacks. And they pick up a skirmisher, force me to discard, which is fine at this point because I am top decking Minion every turn at this point. Church sets aside my investment for next turn so that I can score big. Then here's Dungeon. I mean, this isn't a great hand to have to discard things from, but you have to do it sometimes. I do find the Rogue, though, which is helpful. Go for Rogue. Trash a gold from them. That is inconsequential. There goes the last skirmisher. So I am out of time. I am out of time with regard to the discard attack, right? So I need to get my business in order ASAP. But it doesn't look like it'll work out for me. They have 16 points. I have 4 points. And they haven't really stalled as much as I would have liked them to stall. I get the inventor here. This is me saying, forget the black market now. I have 2 actions. It's going to be rogue and inventor. Inventor in combination with the highway can help me to gain duchies or other 5-cost cards of importance. 8 for orangeperson is another province. I get my church card, nothing to trash here. I am going to get my extra action here from the C chart on the captain. So I am able to use the black market now. I see voyage and extra turns are generally good things to pull out of the black market, but I don't know what I'm going to do with the voyage. There's nothing constructive for me to do with our voyage, I felt. So I just skipped it. I left it there. I didn't want the voyage at all. Okay, so I have the option here of playing either Inventor or Rogue. I think we wait on the Inventor here. And we play the Rogue instead to pick up the investment. I believe, is that correct? No, we play the Rogue now because I can always pick up the investment. There are 2 in the trash. I can even gain an investment here if I want. But I don't think I want to gain an investment just yet. I don't really want to gain the duchy either, but I don't have time anymore. Like I said, you know, the attacks are done. The discard attack is done. There are just 2 curses left. So I have to green at this point. I don't have any choice. But look at the point situation now. 22 to 21. I was able to buy double province there. Thank you to the highway for bringing down the cost. And thank you to the inventor for bringing down the cost. So I have some counterplay here with that highway, with that inventor, and with the extra points from the investment, and with the bricks that orangeperson has had in the last 3 or 4 turns. So yeah, in the chat, Orange Person is complaining about the relic and the minion forcing them to have bad hands, which yeah, it'll happen, but you know what? I don't have any villages, so sorry, not sorry. Here I play the captain as a sycophant because I can. I actually could there and still get the action and resolve my minion effect. So I put a curse into their deck even to help them brick up even further. So here, lots of skirmishers come out. Inventor at the end here is going to be for another duchy, I believe. The highway is already in play. And I can buy double province here if I want. So I could go double province duchy again on this turn. And at this point, I think it is the play to make. I could play conservative and go triple duchy here. Just leave the provinces alone. But I think this has a reasonable chance of winning at this point. Because I'll only leave one province in the pile and they will be 12 points behind with just one province in the pile. It means that they need, at minimum, to draw the last province and 2 duchies. So they need province, double duchy, and I haven't seen them put out that kind of money for the whole game, I think. And they are quite far from landing a curse into my deck with the sycophant or the underling, so not concerned about that. This is a good, proper 12 points advantage here. Turns out they brick. They brick. And we have the win in hand. 2 skirmishers is 2 coins. Minion is 2. Black market is 2. That is 6 coin already. I could play the inventor, captain as inventor to bring down the cost by 1, and the dungeon would probably draw me into enough money. So the win wasn't quite. No. The win is in hand. Black market. You play captain as black market. So captain as black market in hand. Double skirmisher, double minion is 8 for the win, and we come out of there alive. We fight, we played with investment, and we won. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.